Taking steps with the revised Social Studies Grade 4 curriculum, Heritage and Identity, Canada's Multicultural Past. History as my story.
And I asked you to look at those pictures from the past and try to figure out the story. Okay, today I've got some, again, primary sources, which are pictures. Pictures, it can be a ring, it can be glasses, anything that belonged to someone. Any of us, okay? Because we all have history. Our stories are history. Our life is history. All of us. Okay? So this is somebody's life. And this is primary sources.
Using the revised 2013 Social Studies curriculum, the Grade 4 teacher and the teacher librarian focused on a key message in the curriculum. In order for social studies history to be relevant to the students, they must see a connection between the past and their own lives. Since the community that they taught in had a high immigration rate, it was thought that using the children's recent immigration experience or Canadian-born stories was an excellent beginning. To develop the children's sense of self and develop a firm grasp of their identity, connections to their past were made through generational relationships. Through analyzing and interpreting the inquiry process, eventually the children would find it possible to make links with ancient and medieval civilizations in India, Africa, Asia, First Nations, Inuit, and Métis, using their prior knowledge of their own past.
We have a pair of glasses. Okay, that's our evidence. We've got glasses. Okay, now, what do I know about the glasses? I look inside here and I see that the glasses were bought at Port Credit Optical Clinic. Put up your hand if you agree. That's evidence. That's something I know for sure, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to put that down.
As you watch this next clip, consider the following questions. In viewing this stage in the inquiry process, interpreting and analyzing, how does the use of the teacher's personal primary sources assist students in their understanding of evidence and the deeper meaning attached to artifacts? How would you help students connect with their heritage to deepen their understanding of the past?
Father. Father. Why did I do it in capital?
I saw this ring, I found this ring.
Show us a T.
There's a cookie.
She's a Canadian. I want to write something. Has an everything. Open it on, it can make it get stuck.
If you got stuck on your finger.
What should we write it? What we know or evidence?
And my name's
Evidence. Evidence, because we don't actually know. It's not. We don't actually know if she likes to make evidence.
It's an information.
So write a ring. She likes to debate.
She's like, I want to write. I want to write. Why? I found a picture for this ring. See this? She's wearing a ring.
I think this girl lives in this house. See, they look the same. Because it's here.
Look, I found the ring. See, she's wearing a ring and this is the ring.
Oh, so you think this is Mrs. Gear's class? Maybe? Or Miss Gear's in that class?
Yeah, she is.
Where?
I don't know. Here.
She's somewhere in there?
Yeah.
Why do you think that this is Miss Gear's class and not Miss Gear? Why do you think that this is Miss Gear's class?
Because we asked her and she said yes. And because this number is right.
So you think, yeah, so you think that maybe around this time she'd be in school, right? So you're looking at the date.
And we wrote here, it was took in 1959 to 1960 in October.
Why'd you choose October?
Because it was
Okay.
and then the
So you're using information, okay? Okay, what about this picture?
Now take a few minutes to reflect again on the questions. Where do you see yourself in your journey to implementing the 2013 revised Grade 4 Social Studies curriculum? How can you use your own personal effects from your personal history to extend students' understanding about the importance of what valuable objects can say about us? How can the artifacts shared from this teacher's life inform students as to the status of her privilege to help them evaluate what she values and considers important? How can this high-level thinking be used in the ancient and medieval times? Connecting with Canada's multicultural past. These Grade 4 students discovered that Canadian immigration has always been multicultural by experiencing firsthand these purposely selected primary source documents from the Ontario Archives website. The children can easily observe individuals similar to their own heritage. This connection for children will build a strong Canadian identity as they connect personally with the Canadian story and prepares them with background knowledge for their study of ancient and medieval societies.
Before code C 121/1/0/7/2.
Archives of Ontario.
Hi, my name is Riley.
My name is Simran. My name is Simran.
My name is Melvin. And these are the things that we know about we know that he was in a store.
We know that he lived in Ontario. We know he took this picture in 1898.
These are the questions that we asked. I wanted to say that why did he come to Canada?
And mine was what was his age when he came to Canada? What did he dress like?
What was your home like?
Where do I come from? The Children's Social Studies inquiry began with formulating interview questions for their immediate family and grandparents. A list of reasons for immigrating were compiled by students to compare the variety of reasons for moving amongst cultures in the 20th century. Language and Social Studies inquiry. Analyzing and interpreting involves breaking down the components of a text in order to determine how the parts are related to one another and how they contribute to the overall meaning and understanding of a text. How do you provide opportunities for children to practice higher order thinking skills, such as analyzing and interpreting, in your language and social studies classroom? Social Studies inquiry process. 2013 revised Ontario Social Studies History Geography curriculum. Continuity and change requires students to determine what has stayed the same and what has changed over a period of time. Continuity and change can be studied with reference to ways of life. How can you include the social studies thinking of continuity and change in the study of ancient and medieval civilizations? How can you plan using language and social studies to create student-based inquiry that includes student interpreting and analyzing of texts? How can you begin to plan on integrating social studies and language thinking skills into your 3-part lesson plans? How does a guided conversation with a teacher give students an authentic opportunity to express continuity and change? Why is it essential for students to connect the past to their present? How can their personal history be a stepping stone to an inquiry regarding the early societies that their ancestors belonged to?
My family, this is the first generation which has come to Canada, my family, right? Like my mom and dad came to Canada with me and my brother because we wanted like a new life, like somewhere that we can actually be natural and free and have fun. So and also my mom's job, right? She's a physiotherapist. An assistant physiotherapist, and she needs to be a licensed physiotherapist in Canada. She wants a good job here, so, and we want to live here. She wants me to be like grown up here.
Okay, so those are the advantages of your family moving to Canada. Were there any disadvantages?
Yes, because my mom's parents, right? They were really kind to me and stuff, and I missed them. Like I really missed them a lot. And also my favorite cousin is in India, and I miss her a lot too. But they're gonna come like April or so.
How did you organize your inquiry?
My family helped me. Like, I didn't know that much about my family at first, but then they talked to me and then they helped me.
So did you ask them questions and then they provided you with information?
Yeah, and they some words in there, like I might not know that much, but then they helped me and they said that why don't you use these words? So they a lot.
My family, my family is from Canada. It goes a long way back to like my great grandparents were from Canada, and like in my
Were they from Canada or did they immigrate from somewhere else?
Well, my parents were from Canada, my grandparents and my great grandparents, and like my great grandparents, like they are from Scotland and places from Europe, and I don't really know much about like my family who came from Europe. I know about my grandmother and my grandfather, and I don't really know much beyond that.
Okay, so what do you think the advantage was for your great-great-grandparents to come to Canada?
I think maybe because the maybe money, or maybe they didn't have enough jobs and they came to Canada for those reasons.
Okay. And do you think there were any disadvantages when they got to Canada?
Maybe because they couldn't, like some people couldn't come who they liked, or some people couldn't come and then they missed the people who couldn't come, or people like that who didn't have enough money to like pay for all the things that they needed to come over.
Do you think maybe the weather would have been difficult?
Because they will probably go by ships probably, and like there'll be like storms and then all the waves and everything.
How will you begin to collect resources that integrate the social studies inquiry process and language higher order thinking? In your opinion, does integrating social studies into the language classroom provide for a deeper understanding of the inquiry process and the concepts of social studies thinking, analyzing and interpreting